Good evening, welcome to Full Time Reds. It's Brothers Grim. It's me and Kev. It finished Liverpool 1, West Ham 0. Liverpool back-to-back wins, and we're now 4 points off top four. So, all in all, Kev, job done.
Yeah, it was tonight, wasn't it? It was my for a lot of that second half. My arse was doing buttons,
I
and
saw
it
you, I
wasn't
saw
through
you, I saw your messages.
it wasn't through anything to what West Ham were doing. It was more us and the way the season has gone. It's like if we were going to find a way to blow it, we'd find a way. But credit to the lads, they held it out, got the draw. Got the win, got the clean sheet. 3 points is all that really mattered tonight.
And back-to-back clean sheets.
Back-to-back clean sheets. Hope for that last night. All in all, look, it was a good night's work by the looks of it as well. It was a really miserable night in Liverpool tonight. So it was just one of those games. And West Ham are one of those horrible sides that, nobody really batters them. And the way the game went tonight, we could have absolutely leathered them if some of those worldly chances went in. But Emmett, you're a cheeky beggar. I'll tell you that now. Sadler World. There's going to be a load of people in the chat like, who are they?
Educate them then, Kev. Go on, join in.
Yeah. No, Google it. Google it. Trust me. Google it and YouTube after the show. But first and foremost, while you're in here, just smash the like button, hit the subscribe, and share it around your socials as well. It's getting as many people as possible in tonight. But go back to the start of the night. The lineups came out. What did you make of ours, Chris?
Simicast made sense because Rob was just back from injury. Trent made sense because you can't be asking Miller to do back-to-back. I thought it was a coin flip whether it be Fabinho or Thiago who was rested because they did a lot of work against City. So I was fine. Thiago made sense probably because we probably need to be a bit more progressive. And then probably the only slight surprise was probably Carvalho starting, only because, and it's nothing against Carvalho, is I haven't yet been convinced of him as a starter. I think he's brilliant as an impact up. Yeah. But do you know what? Elliott did a lot of work, so maybe look, you've got to give him the opportunity. And look, I thought Carvalho was a good part of who's slagging me off now. And
no, Red Steve.
What's it?
No need to Google. Just imagine Chris and Kev with a man's hand up him.
Lovely.
Nice. And there's an image for people who've got to bed with tonight.
There you go. Another reason to subscribe. So, what were you thinking of the lineup? Anyone surprise you, or you're all right with it?
I was grand with it, but I thought when the game started, I didn't have a clue how we were playing. Didn't have a notion, and I couldn't figure out what the system was meant to be. I think it was meant to be 4-2-3-1, but it looked like Salah was hugging the touchline on the right, and Carvalho was so far inside off the left that he was central. It looked like there was absolutely no balance to it whatsoever. And Simicast was just left with the whole of the left wing to himself. And, I couldn't figure it out. And it wasn't until the game settled down that you could see how we wanted to play and the way we wanted to attack them. And you could tell as soon as we managed to get Darwin anywhere near goal. I mean, that first volley, that first snapshot that he had, I thought, and that was on his weak left foot, was a thunderbolt of a shot. And I thought, ooh, hello, here we go.
Oh God, I'm getting loads of stick in the chat now for having a pint of orange cordial. What do you want me to do?
It's midweek. We're not all raging out. I'm drinking Lucasade.
Yeah. I've got no beer. I've got no beer in the house. I've got a 6 o'clock start for work. I don't think going on the cans tonight's the best idea. Especially for a West Ham win. Do you know what I mean? City win was slightly different.
City win is different, but that volley at the start, I thought that was a sign of things to come from him. He looked like he was right on it, and
it was controlled aggression this time, which he didn't have against Palace.
Yeah,
which is what he wants from him.
I was glad to see with them. Paqueta wasn't playing. Not glad that he's injured, and I hope it's not long term. But I'm glad he wasn't playing.
They were saying it's quite serious shoulder injury, aren't they? So
they're saying it's quite a nasty one.
But they're saying it's going to be a while, which is a shame because he's a good player. He's a good player. Look, I'm glad he's not playing tonight, but
yeah,
I know what you mean.
But you don't like seeing that for any player.
So, open 20 was a bit shaky. I think it's scrappy.
Scrappy.
Alisson was a bit sloppy with his kick-outs a couple of times, which luckily West
Alisson
Ham
gave me
did.
the heebie-jeebies in the first 5 minutes. It was like his first 2 clearances were so poor, so bad. And I thought, and so unlike him. But the beauty of Alisson, it never phased him. It never stopped him playing that ball again. And he kept doing it. He was safe as houses. And he just got his distribution right. And for the rest of the game, he was A1, like, just a typical Alisson Becker that we've come to expect.
Yeah.
Morning, Malcolm. How are you?
6:40 here in Brisbane. Don't tell my girlfriend, but you guys are the best way to wake up.
3 points is the best way to wake up, mate. And I tell you, if your girlfriend ever heard that,
no, trust me, my wife wouldn't even say that about me.
No, definitely not. It's 6:40 in the morning. Try another coffee, mate, and you'll be good. You'll be good, I promise.
So so 20 minutes in, and my usual not knowing anything about football message you saying, Simicast said he needs to work his interplay passing is doing me head in. And then he puts in a really good cross. It's a good header. Really good header. You're like, perfect.
I swear to God, you must have just pressed send as that ball dropped to his feet.
As I was like, fucking. But it is what it is. But I mean, for any Liverpool fullback, if you give them that much time and space, they should be able to pick anyone out, really. If this was roles reversed, you'd be looking at the fullback going, why are you giving him that much time and space? Because one thing Simicast isn't going to do is beat you on the outside.
Yeah.
So close him down and tell him to run you. That's your best. That's like West Ham not doing the homework really, but really good header. Pleased for Darwin because first home goal gets that monkey off his back, doesn't it, as well? And it's just what we needed to settle us down a little bit, I thought.
We definitely needed to score first, and we deserved it. And on the balance of play, we deserved it because we were the better side, and we were dominating the ball. We created half chances. I mean, pretty much most of the chances that Darwin had tonight were half chances. That header, he miscued it. It went into the ground, down and up. But at the same time, having quality fullbacks that can put in a good cross to someone who's that good in the air is going to give you half a chance. And when we went 1-0 up, the composure we showed after that for the rest of the half was outstanding. I was absolutely delighted with it, to be honest. And apart from, I think we managed the game really well up until about 40 minutes. Simicast was the cross aside. I think he wasn't helped very much by a lack of cover in front of him, and you had him trying to mark Bowen and keep an eye on the fullback that was coming forward as well. It's the one thing about the way we were set up. If West Ham switched to play to the right really quickly, then he was isolated, and Bowen got in there a couple of times. They didn't manage to make anything of it up until the penalty, but in general, we marshaled them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Gomez does the right thing in terms of he cuts across, but he gets a rush of blood. It's almost like he sees the ball and thinks he can win it. And it's definitely one of those moments where you've got to stand up a little bit. I mean, look, for me, it's a penalty. When they went to VAR, I thought, I can't see why they won't give it. I think if you've got an afro and your name's Mo Salah, you ain't getting that.
The thing is, with that one, what I don't understand is how the ref doesn't give it.
Yeah, that does surprise
me. Because Gomez was never near the ball. And even if he even if he got a touch on the ball, he was going through the player to get it. So for me, I just thought the on-field ref should have given that. It's a foul all day. And it's one that's, if it's outside the box, it's a foul all day. It was clumsy and reckless and needless from Joe, but rush of blood, clock watching, panic, call it what you like. And once they started checking the lines on VAR, you knew that it was going to be given that.
Yeah, and then Bowen steps up. He telegraphs where he's putting it, but it's still a good save. He's still got to get down, get low, and that's now Alisson. They said, what's it now? Alisson has faced now 13 penalties, and only conceded off 7, which apparently is the best in the Prem at the moment.
Yeah.
Saved 2 and 4 off target. So he actually does better at spot kicks than you think, because I always think Alisson's not that great with spot kicks. I've got this thing in the head there. He doesn't really do very well spot kicks.
I think he makes the goal really big, really small.
Yeah.
And whoever is the penalty taker tends to have to find the corners. And you saw with Mahrez, they tried to do too much. And sometimes most of the shots against that, he doesn't save them. I think 4 of them were misses. So that's just forcing mistakes into people. That's because of the stature.
It's a bit like with David De Gea. It's a bit like the David De Gea thing, isn't it? When we used to play David De Gea, it's got to be in the top corner. Everything's got to be in the top corner. You realise for a while, no, play the moment, not the player. Calm the Mind has said, thought Napoli Gomez was back tonight and Trent together are a mess.
I think for about 5 minutes at the end of the first half, his brain was shredded. After that, he was fine. The second half, he was okay. You're coming up against decent players, and West Ham, make no mistake about it, are a good side with decent players. They're going to get chances. It's just a case of limiting the chances to scuff chances, to half chances. And in truth, West Ham had one real chance, and that was at the end of the second half. Other than that, Alisson really didn't have to do much tonight. Bar the penalty save, he had a really quiet night.
Question for you, Kev, because if you talk about that, what did you think of Trent's defending? Because I've seen a combination, some people saying it's absolutely atrocious. He can't defend, he can't tackle, he can't do anything. And others saying it's not that bad. I thought he was, if I'm being honest, I thought he was all right. I think he had the last 5 he was crap. And when we come to the Alisson save, I think he is caught ball watching slightly deer in the headlights. But of that, I thought defensively, he was all right. He wasn't bombing on like he normally does. He was trying to hold back a little bit more. So I don't think he was shocking. I don't think he was great. I just think he was just okay. I'll be honest. I don't think Simicast was much better, if I'm being honest, defensively.
I thought they were all right without. I mean, I don't get this atrocious stuff. I don't see it. Atrocious is Napoli. We were nowhere near that. Not even remotely in the same ballpark as that. Shaky at times, yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan puts it right.
He wasn't outstanding. But he wasn't. In fairness, right, he came off injured, I think, was it against Brighton? Arsenal, sorry. Came on for the last few minutes against City and played tonight. And we all know that his confidence isn't top of the world. But tonight he was all right. He was probably a 7. If you were marking him, he was a 7 out of 10. Nothing extravagant, nothing disastrous. Nothing to warrant abuse, and nothing to say, hello, I'm back on the best in the world. It was a fair to middling performance. And for an awful lot of the players, you're going to get between 7s and 8s for most of them tonight, because West Ham were limited, like I said, to very little. I think we had 22 shots, 7 or 8 on target or something like that. And we dominated the ball pretty much. Second half, it was always going to be a case that, for me anyway, it felt an awful lot like it was the after the Lord Mayor show. After the City game, to come down from that, and that's a dangerous place to be. That you can often see sides after getting a big win, a big important win like that, and the manner of the win, especially in a condensed week that we're in at the minute, that this would have been the game where we slipped up. And it looked like in the second half, it was like, what we have, we hold. And if we can get something, great. But at all costs, it's 3 points. 3 points was essential, massive, because from a winning position, confidence would have been on the floor if you threw away a winning position again after what happened against City. Did you get me?
Peggy LC saying, I agree. Trent was okay. Everyone on the pitch made 1 or 2 mistakes today, which is fair enough. Calm your mind back. If Souček scores that chance, we aren't defending him. Probably not. But if we take our chance, let's face it, we had enough chances first half and second half to kill the game off. It's then a bit of a non-subject.
Yeah,
It's
that's the if buts and maybes of football, isn't it? It's like
my anti-ball should be my uncle.
You're always going to get West Ham and any side that we face. We're going to face Forest at the weekend. Forest will get chances. It's just a case of how many can we limit them to, and how many we can create at the other end. That's football.
Yeah, Klopp sub said. John was saying Klopp sub said he wasn't happy to see Seattle 1-0 win. Yeah, let's talk about the subs because look, social media wise, it's caused a little bit of a stir because obviously quite a few people weren't happy with the three that came off. I think Darwin's the big one because he wasn't. I thought Darwin was having a really good game. He was, again, the word I keep using, very industrious. But he was a pest. Bit better.
Seriously quick. Seriously quick.
Yeah, a bit better into play as well, which I thought was good. And his instinctive finishing's really good. I mean, he's like 5-6 shots every game. So
yeah, he's going to get his fair share of goals.
Yeah, I wonder. Although he's not played a lot of football, is it because we've lost Diaz, we've lost Jota? Let's say Darwin's a lad who likes to, really go full neck all the time. Is he just managing minutes and just managing?
I think he's managing minutes. I think the only ones that aren't going to get managed minutes-wise is Virgil and Alisson.
I think the rest get rotated.
As much as humanly possible. The substitutions were like out of the dictionary book of what you do to manage players' minutes. On 60 minutes you make this sub. On 80 minutes you make this sub. It was by the numbers. And
just to address this, what John said, why do we need to limit Darwin's minutes? He didn't start versus City. Is it in his contract? He's not allowed to play a full 90 minutes. No, I think he didn't start against City, which I would believe is a tactical reason. And when you lose your other two main attackers in Diaz and Jota, you're down to the lads we've got. And Darwin's a lad who likes to run. So he's protecting his hamstrings. He doesn't know how to. I don't think he knows how to cheat like Mo does, which is Mo knows how to take rests in games. And that's the thing Klopp's talked about. Mo and Manny were the best at picking the moments in games when to rest so they don't overstretch themselves. That's all I think it is. And also, I think it's a bit of an experience thing as well, right? You've got your goal. I'll take you off. I'm bringing some experience on to partly see the game out. That's kind of what you want.
Yeah. And plus, the other side of it is, look, you got Forest coming up Saturday lunchtime kickoff,
which I think he'll play.
Yeah, he'll play. 100%. But it's the turnaround is really quick, and then you've got Ajax next week, and then you've got another game the following week in the league at the weekend in the league. Then you got League Cup, and then you got League again. It's like there's a game every 3 days, and we've only got, what would you say, 3 fit forwards?
Yeah,
at the club now, and the rest of them are part-timers and jobbers.
Yeah, Anthem C saying Klopp has said Darwin was on the treatment table for 5 minutes at half time, but he was fine. But he's on the treatment if he's having a little bit of treatment at half time, it's probably like, well, why keep him on then? Why risk him? He obviously just, things are never as black and white as they are. Just because he's 23.
Klopp lies all the time. So I take that with a pinch of salt. But I have no problem with the subs that he made. I thought Fabinho, when he came on, looked like he just stumbled out of the local chipper. And he just had the meat sweats or something. He was just not at it at all.
I think that City game was still on his legs a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, look, he did a lot. He did a lot of work in that City game.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, the way the midfield was working with Henderson and Thiago, I thought was really working well.
Yeah,
we controlled the ball, we controlled the play.
Patsy saying here, Thiago going off almost cost the game. Fab looks absolutely bollocks after 5 minutes after coming on.
He did.
He's a shadow of his form. So he is. But also, the thing with Thiago is we can't play him 90 minutes every minute of every game. We know that. And they've got to manage his minutes. And I think at the moment, for those two holding roles, it's just those three lads until Keita, if he ever appears, becomes an option, or Jones gets himself back up to speed. I mean, it was good to see Jones come off the bench, and I thought he did his old under-23s role, which is playing wider on the left. I thought he was solid. I thought he did what he needed to do. Unlucky not to score. It's some say it's a poor finish. Yeah. It's good to say by Fabianski, but again, that was good to see. The elusive Oxlade-Chamberlain appeared on the bench. Whether we'll ever see him on a pitch, great.
But the beauty of it is, look, the players that played that 11 tonight and the players that are on the bench, that's it. Might be one or two coming back towards the end of this half of the season, but more or less, this is what we got. And we got to get from here to there without losing anyone. So it means the players are going to have to be rotated and minutes are going to be managed. And
Red Steve here. Darwin laid down the treatment table and Nab said, "Hey, that's my seat."
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Jonathan makes a good point here. I don't think Klopp fully trusts Nunez yet when we don't have the ball. Can see, I think it needs Bobby and Mo coach him during games of how to press. I think that's fair. I mean, look, he's only 7 Prem games he's played now. 3 goals in 7 Prem games is actually not bad.
Yeah,
it's not.
But the flip side of that is when he decides to go, he's quick and he gets there. You know, and there was a couple of times tonight where he won the ball back high up just from mindless running. And that's great. When it works, it's great. But I would lose. You could tell that there was no organization behind it because no one was going with him. And it was great when he won the ball back. Everyone got up and everything like that. That's fantastic. But there needs to be some kind of method to the madness. And they're all learning how to do this in a new shape. And it will take time. But when it comes, it'll work. In the build-up to it, there's got to be mistakes made from time to time. But look,
the other thing that helps us is we've got Forest at the weekend, and we haven't got another game till Wednesday, so we've got a nice break. You know, what I mean, the European fixtures have fell nicely this time, where we've got not the Tuesday game, we've got the Wednesday game, which helps.
Yeah, that does help. Ant makes a point there. He clocked the highest sprint of any player in the Premier League since the start of last season.
Yeah,
interesting.
Wow,
he is rapid. I know. And the thing is, he's deceivingly quick because of his height and his size. You don't think he's as quick as he is.
Before we talk about second half, what about his volley? First half volley, isn't it? First time hit. I mean, unfortunately for us, it's straight down Fabianski's throat, so he's got time to tip it. A yard either side. I think he's struggling there, the keeper, completely.
Yeah, keeper hasn't got a chance. I think that's about the only downfall that you could put on his finishing. Is everything seems to be down the keeper's throat. The one where he rattled the post was about the only time of the game really that you can think of that he went for a corner. And like we've said it in previous pods, he's still hitting the arse off the back of the ball as hard as humanly possible, and he gets great contact with it. And when they go in, they're going to look absolutely brilliant. But a bit of composure, and you see it from Bobby. Bobby looks for corners, and he'll score when he gets a clean shot. More often than not, he'll really work the keeper, or he'll score. But that will come with time with Darwin. He's getting chances, and the more chances he gets, the more confident he's going to get, and the better his finishing is going to be. I think I'm really stoked. I'm really happy with him tonight.
Yeah, listen, these aren't the same players, but that was the criticism of Suarez when he first came for the first 18 months. He would do the same thing every time he was clear through 1-on-1. He was trying to smash the ball. Yeah. Darwin needs to just probably do a bit more like he finished against Rangers. Yeah, just pass it in. Most of Fowler's best goals were just passes in. Torres is the same. It's just that little bit of a cool head.
Yeah,
you know. But I think
you just hope that for him.
Yeah,
but if you guys could smash the like button, I don't know how many's watching, but if you could smash the like button, it really helps. What it does actually, it helps get the show on the YouTube algorithm up higher, so people see it earlier. They see it earlier, more people come to watch, and it helps us out an awful lot. Really appreciates it if you could. It would help us out.
So let's talk about the West Ham chances, because let's be fair, they had some good chances second half. I think Amazon were making a bit too just some of the chances where they were like the strikers one from wide. You going, yeah, but he's not going to beat Alisson from there. The two best chances they had was, I think, it's Ben Rama where he goes over Gomez's head, and it's a very tame.
Yeah, that one was out of the sky. I mean, if he gets a good contact on that, it could go into the top corner.
Yeah.
But that would have been some technique to be able to hit a ball from that high. I think you could question Alisson because the ball was in the air for a long time. Should he come and get it? But he made his mind up really early to stay and to set himself for it. So, and he positions, like as usual, his positioning and reading of body shape is the best in the world. He is the best in the world at that. And he put himself in exactly the right spot because you look at the body shape that Benrahma was looking to take. That ball was only going in one place. So,
Yeah.
I
mean, look, the best chance of the game is Souček's chance. So I think when he comes in, Trent's definitely caught deer in headlights. He doesn't see the run. Gomez doesn't react well enough. But Alisson makes himself big, and Milner gets in there as well to really put on. It's a great save, just what you need. And I kind of felt that was their big chance, because I said to you, "Oh God, this is going to be a fun last 5-6 minutes." And to be fair to Liverpool, the added time of 4 minutes and 2 minutes before that killed the game.
Killed it.
And if I'm honest, and look, he gets lots of stick, and people don't like it when he gets brought on. But that's what Milner should be brought on for.
Yeah.
Rolling back the years, flicking it down the left wing, and just trying to win free kicks, trying to make life difficult, and just doing the very basic stuff and bollocking the ref every now and again, which always helps.
But go back to the block that Milner had. That nous to read the situation, and just to get there, get anything on it. That's a game. I mean, Souček should score. And he would have scored. Whether Alisson would have got back there or not is anyone's guess. But that was phenomenal. That was absolutely phenomenal there. And like you said, he took that. There was the one that he took the ball on the left wing, and he just jumped the ball past, I think, Bowen, and knocked it down the line, and just tried to hold it in the corner as much as possible. And it had Barcelona vibes off it. So you could tell how vital this 3 points was to the players. They know better than anyone, better than any of us. They know exactly what's at stake here, and they read tables. They read, they do the maths the same as we all do. So they know how important it was to back up last night's win, Sunday's win, and the fact now they've 2 from 2, going into Forest where you hope to make it 3 from 3, 9 points in a week. And the tables can hopefully be looking a little bit healthier. So
we're currently now sat in 7th, which, look, we want to be higher, but we're sat 7th. We're 4 points off Chelsea, who are 4th. We're 7 points off City, who are 2nd. Yeah. So, and how many games left now? 10 games played, so 28 games to go?
28 games to go. 29, because we have the game in hand.
No, because City didn't play this week. City and Arsenal didn't play.
Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, you're a quarter of the way through the season.
But that's not
more or less.
That's not insurmountable. Now,
no,
it's whether Liverpool have got to do more than just two games back to back. We've got to go one of those Liverpool runs we can go on. And look, we've got to get our first away win of the season, which needs to be at Forest.
Yeah,
we can't keep dropping.
I mean, for me, it's like you need to be looking at trying to put a run together of 8, 9, 10 games. You bang off, 30 points in 10 games, and you're right back up amongst it, and we're having different conversations going into January.
As Dave points out, it's Chelsea Man United on Saturday, which again, they can't both. That's gonna.
They can't both take 3 points. So.
Exactly. So it gives you an opportunity to catch. There's another opportunity to catch one of them. So
exactly.
The only thing that's a killer is an early kickoff, which we all freaking hate, don't we?
Yeah, well, look, I don't really care. I'm going to be up for it. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it now.
I'm going to miss it.
Simply because it looks like we've got metal back. And I thought the players who stood out for me tonight, I thought Virgil was really good.
Yep.
He was commanding in the air. I thought Joe was fine. Joe Gomez was absolutely fine. Had a couple of shaky minutes here and there, but in general, he was okay. Costas playing gave Robertson the chance to rest, and hopefully he's recovering better now with the injury and everything, and you'd hope that the weekend he'd start and he'd be right as rain pretty much. Thiago and Henderson were fine, were pretty good. Mo, I don't think got into the game, but this is it. This is Mo out wide. It's not. I don't think it's his strength. I think his strength is through the middle, but that's by the by. Bobby's okay, bit off it to be fair. Bobby. His build-up play and everything was his usual self. He was fine. It was a few times when he got his end product was a bit, bit hit and miss.
Yeah, Nunez was good, really good.
Nunez was good, yeah. Look, Nunez was really good. You could be sat here talking about a Nunez hat-trick, and that's the truth of it.
Carvalho, I thought he worked hard. He just, a bit like Mo, he just didn't really get into it in an attacking sense. But again, he's only a kid, was he? 20?
I think, he's only had a few starts. And this is what we need from him, really. Fill in the minutes, gain the experience, build up his strength and his match conditioning. And he's going to get plenty of minutes between now and the time the World Cup comes along. But yeah, if you guys in the chat, fire up your... Oh, David makes a great point there. Harvey Elliott, when he came on, he was the Energizer Bunny. He definitely had Red Bull in that drinks bottle because he was everywhere. He was flying around like a little rabid rabbit.
I wonder if that City performance was like a bit like a watershed moment for him. Of going that you've played well against City, in a win. Yeah. That's the level. That's the both ways level you've got to go to. And I think, maybe that's what it is for him, which is good for him, really. Jonathan's going, that's conundrum. How'd you get the best out of Mo when Nunez is on the pitch? I mean, the argument would be play the two through the middle, but then you're probably dropping Firmino out. And at the moment, we haven't got enough wide options. What did you think of the subs?
Harvey was really good. Fabinho, I've seen.
Wasn't great.
Look, he wasn't great. Let's be fair. He was. He looked leggy. Not in a good way. He just looked a bit leggy. Milner, brilliant. Jones, good to see him back. And he's gonna take time for him to again. It's his first bit of football this season. So it's going to take him time, but it's good to have him back as an option. It gives you choices. And that's all you want. It gives you choices.
Well, the opportunity's there on the left. The opportunity's there on the left wing, isn't it? With no Diaz, no Jota now, so there is an opportunity now for the likes of Jones, Carvalho, Nunez.
Even if they split the minutes between the two of them, I'm not fussed because I think you'll get solid performances out of both of them. Robertson came on and he was his usual self. When Robertson and Milner came on, I felt like, how can I put it? It was like putting a warm blanket around you at night, and it's cold. I just felt nice and safe that we'll see this out now with these two coming on. I felt good when they came on.
It's a bit like bringing the adults on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like, we got it from here, boys.
We're bringing the grown-ups on now. We'll see the game out. John said Hendo was decent, good energy.
Yeah,
it was all right. It was all right today. I thought got involved with the build-up play when he needed to. Unlucky with his chipped effort. Not perfect, but nobody is.
I thought he was fine. I thought his passing was really good. He kept it simple, kept it safe, kept the ball moving, and didn't give it away that much. And if you're playing in central mid as one of two, that's all you want. Get your blocks in, get your tackles in, get the ball out the pitch, be an option to take the ball in tight areas when you need to, and he did. He had a couple of half chances that he took. There was one that Mo laid back from him, and unfortunately, it was one of those that Mo laid it off to him really quick, and he couldn't get his feet right. But because he scored a goal, I think his last goal was very similar, where he tucked it into the left-hand corner as you're looking at it.
Yeah, that was a derby on it.
Yeah, and it's like he's got that in his locker, but he just couldn't get it out. He couldn't get his feet right. But yeah, Thiago's the same. That weather conditions tonight for the kind of passing that Thiago was playing, and he's over the top balls. He hit almost all of them. He was really good.
Cool.
But
one of our sponsors, we've got weareliverpool.ie. So they've got a November deal for everyone. If you buy any cap, t-shirt, beanie, or sports bottle from them before the 18th of February, and you'll be entered into a draw to win an LFC bundle, which will be a cap, a t-shirt, a beanie, and a water bottle. So that's at weareliverpool.ie. Kev's already got one of their beanies, haven't you?
I've got one of the beanies. I actually ordered, but I pre-ordered the LFC Daytrippers one today because I think there's something like 9 or 10 left now that can be got at. So, and it's the easiest thing in the world. It's a really easy site to navigate, and just click on the link, takes you straight in there. Click what you want. There's some really good stuff in there, and I just banged it and paid it, and happy days. I'm just looking forward to getting it now. But yeah, look, give the website a look, give it a check out, and see what you think of it. But there's some really good stuff in there. But yeah, I think the Daytrippers beanie hat, I think it's 10 left, maybe 9 now. Not sure.
Red Steve saying 18. Did I not say 18th of November? Did I say a different date? 18th of November in case of got it wrong with the cut-off date.
Yeah.
I see Man United have beaten Spurs 2-0, so the Spurs loving of Spurs will be the big challengers. We will see.
We'll see.
I sort of
Look, it's too early in the season for anyone to be making big claims of anything this season. We've seen plenty of sides win the cup in October, and come March they're clinging on for dear life to try and achieve something. So
for as much as everyone slags them off, though, United they're only 4 points off second now.
Yeah, look,
that's the
way the table is at the minute. A couple of wins and shoots you up the table.
Yeah, I still think the way Spurs play now is very what they were like under Mourinho. That's what Mourinho used to play like. That's how Conte plays. I kind of feel like in the Prem now, that's not really going to be. I don't think that style of play is going to win in the leagues anymore. I just don't feel like it is.
Who's your man of the match?
Probably has to be Ali for the penalty save and big save against Suchek at the end. You can't really not give it to him. You know, honourable honor to Nunez because that'll do him the world of good. Of first goal at Anfield and it's a winner, and I actually think it'll probably do the team a lot of good. Of you've seen out a tight 1-0. That's 2 tight 1-0s now we've seen out. So again, it builds the confidence mentality of we can do the tight 1-0 wins that we used to. We can, keep the clean sheets.
Yeah,
it's a bit scared about time, but
I was looking at tonight's results. You got Bournemouth 0, Southampton 1. Shea Adams with the goal. Brentford 0, Chelsea 0. Liverpool 1, West Ham 0. Newcastle 1, Everton 0. Almiron.
Good goal. I've seen the goal. It's a good goal.
Have you? Oh, nice. Man United 2, Spurs 0. Fred and Bruno.
Yeah,
so big results today. And the thing is, these midweek games that are on the back, the back-to-back, the ones that come thick and fast. If you can rack up 6-9 points in this break, this mini run, it can make your season look 10 times different. But it seems like an awful lot. Curtis J has gone for Thiago. Angel's gone for Nunez Henderson. Chile's gone for Allison. Allison or Ali.
Yeah, the interesting for us, they were saying on Amazon, was that's now in the last 13 midweek league games, we've won 12. So we are.
I'm not surprised. We're used to this format of playing Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday. We're used to that. A lot of sides not involved in Europe find these games really tough. The fact that you're playing Premier League, 3 games on the bounce in the space of a week is a real hard task.
That's what Arsenal had a little bit of
a break, yeah.
Again Thursday.
There's a comment there from I think it's Vac. He's asking, any chance Ramsey gets minutes against Forest?
I wouldn't have thought so.
I highly doubt it as well. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the 23s have a game that he's involved in that.
Well, he scored.
He only played 30 minutes. So
yeah, he scored last night, and so did
Ben Doak.
Ben Doak, the 16-year-old. He also scored as well.
Yeah,
so.
And you had Clark on the bench tonight, so that shows you where we are squad wise at the minute. That Chamberlain is back, hardly trained really. Jones is only back training literally a few days. So
Ramsey might get the League Cup. We've got the League Cup, haven't we, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think they'll probably prime him for that. Try and get him minutes in the under-23s to be hopefully involved in that, in the League Cup. And then we'll see a bit more of him in the second half of the season.
Well, assume we get a positive result against Forest. We should, for the Ajax game, have at least probably Konate back, which helps.
Yeah.
Chamberlain will have a few more minutes in his leg, so at least he's an option to come off the bench. And I don't think I got the impression Joel's that far away. The killers is the 2 forwards because they're going to be out for quite some time.
Yeah, and it's the one part of the pitch I think we didn't have depth, and we could probably accommodate 1, but not 2. 2 is a very difficult proposition. So it's just getting through this part of the season, get to January, and see what can happen then.
Exactly.
But
right, so rest of the week then. So Tomorrow is either Viewer's Voice
It's
or
Viewer's Voice, I'd imagine. There might be something else, so keep an eye on social media if there is going to be a different type of show.
Gav's got an interview as well, hasn't he, with the
Yeah.
guy who does the Martin Tyler lip syncs, which if you've not seen them, they're absolutely hilarious. They're really, really good.
Yeah, if you haven't seen them, it's worth checking them out. But yeah, that interview I think is going to be coming hopefully tomorrow. But there'll be a show tomorrow night. Friday night you're on with the forecast.
Me with a Forest fan. One of you or Luke, you haven't told me if you're coming yet. I need to find one more because nobody's responding.
I think it's Luke, to be honest.
Luke's steady steady on in this Friday night show. You mean keep flaking out?
Yeah, no. I think Luke missed out last week, so I think Luke is in this week.
Cool. And then Saturday, there should be a full-time Reds
again. Well, yeah, there will be a full-time Reds, but it won't be you. You've got.
Won't be me. It'll be I've got to go watch my daughter play football.
Yeah, so you've got daddy commitments.
Yeah, very badly timed. She's got a game at midday, so I might get home in time for the second half if I'm lucky. So I will record it and I'll have to watch it later.
Fatback 4 on Sunday night with a review of the week, I'd imagine. And with everything that's gone on this week, it's been a hectic week. I mean, it's been a mad week. I mean, Gareth Southgate tomorrow is announcing his 55-man pre-elim World Cup squad.
Sorry, he's what?
55-man squad for the World Cup.
Who gives it
tomorrow? I have no idea whatsoever. But can you imagine being the player who gets left out of a 55-man squad?
Tread still 56th.
It's got honestly, I'm looking at that tomorrow to see who's left out of it, because can you imagine the stick that player is going to take?
Apparently smiles takes years off you, Kev. We should smile more, apparently.
I should do, yeah.
We should do. Liverpool keep winning, then
Liverpool keep winning, and I'm going to keep smiling. So be happy days. I'll start looking like I'm in my 30s again. Get rid of all this. Get the Grecian out and sort out this grey.
I tell you, we might have to do a show. You, me, Kevin, this 55-man squad to go through it to see.
That's
I try and work out who's not in it.
Yeah,
I really want to know how bad you are to not get in a 55-man squad. Also, I know like Reece James will be in it. Not because they're bad players, because they're injured. But
yeah,
I'll be honest, I still don't think I'd name Harry Maguire, but I'm sure he will.
Okay, I wonder if he'll name Patrick Bamford. It's players like that. Ivan Toney, will he get a pick?
Well, Toney should get a pick. I think Wilson will get an outside chance because Wilson's, when he's fit, he's still a proven goal scorer.
Gary Neville's in the squad.
Yeah. Do you know, I wouldn't mind Toney going, to be honest, just because he's just a bit, gives us something a bit different. And, to be honest, he's in form.
Exactly. But look, that's one for another night. We're going to knock it on the head, I think.
We could have
three big points for the Reds, and that's back-to-back wins. Happy days.
Cool. So, cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, leave your comments, and we'll be back very soon. Until then, take care of yourself, guys. See you later.
Good night.